Do you own a lot in the City of Calgary that is zoned R-C1 and planning to build a new custom home on it? Are you wondering what the zoning allows you to design and build? In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what the City of Calgary R-C1 zoning allows you to design and build on your property for your new custom home. Hey everyone, welcome to Dream Homes with Kathy. I'm Kathy Yuen, an architectural technologist, custom home specialist, and founder of Phase 1 Design. Our team and I have helped over 600 homeowners design their custom homes over the last 16 years. This channel is dedicated to sharing our knowledge with you. If you like our content, it would be great if you could show us some love and subscribe to our channel by hitting that button below. Don't forget to download our free custom home planning guide. You can download it, and I've also provided that link below. All right, so let's dive in. We are going to talk about the 4 most important bylaw related things that people want to know when it comes to designing a new custom home, and specifically now on an R-C1 Calgary lot. We're going to talk about how big can I build my house, what are the dimensions of my house and where can it sit on my lot, what are my options for garage and parking, and how tall can I build my house height-wise. Now before we start, I need to say a quick disclaimer. Bylaws are complicated, and this video serves as just a high-level overview only. A detailed bylaw review should be done by a professional on your specific property, as there can be additional regulations which apply, and there likely will be. If you want help on this, feel free to reach out directly to my team, and we are happy to help. Okay, great. Now that we have that disclaimer out of the way, let's dive in. First, let's look at how big can you build your house. The size of your house is actually determined by something that's called lot coverage. Here's how it works. The city takes the size of your lot, multiplies it by 45%, and this is what's called maximum lot coverage. Maximum lot coverage is the maximum amount of building that you can actually build on your property. So let's take a look at an example. So let's say you have a lot that's 50 feet wide by 120 feet deep. Your lot size is 6,000 square feet. You multiply your lot size by that 45%, and that works out to 2,700 square feet. 2,700 square feet is then your maximum lot coverage. So let's just assume your garage is 750 square feet. You then subtract that from the 2,700 square feet, and that would mean that you would have 1,950 square feet for the house itself. Don't worry, that square footage is not for your entire house. The way that the city counts lot coverage is it's only the footprint of your home, so essentially anything that's on your main floor. So if you actually take that number and you multiply it by 2, then that means that your overall square footage for your home would be roughly, let's say, 3,900 square feet. So something else that you might want to know for your RC1 lot are the dimensions of your house and where it actually sits on the property. So for example, how wide is your house going to be and how deep is your house going to be? This is going to be determined by something called building setbacks. So the city is going to dictate where you can actually place your main house on your property. So there are actually a whole bunch of calculations you actually have to do for this, but for the purposes of this video, I am going to completely simplify it. So you have 4 setbacks. You have your 2 sides, and then your front setback, and then your rear setback. Let's start with a super easy one. So from your side property lines, most lots in Calgary are 4 feet, which means your house needs to be set back 4 feet from your left property line and 4 feet from your right property line. For your rear setback, most lots require that your house is set back 7.5 meters from your rear property line, which is approximately 25 feet. Now, when it comes to your front setback, there is a calculation that needs to be complete. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to completely simplify this again. So what the city does is they look at where the front of your 2 immediate neighbors are and where the front of their house currently sit. They average those 2 setbacks, and roughly, if you just do that average, more or less, that's going to be where the front of your new house is going to be allowed to sit. So if you actually sit down and do all of this math, then this will tell you more or less how wide your house is going to be and approximately how deep your house is going to be. All right, now let's talk about garages. As you all know, it's freezing cold here in Calgary in the winter, so as you can probably agree, garages are very important. So first of all, how can you access a garage? Well, if you have a lane, then the city will require that you use it. If you do not have a lane, then the city will allow you to introduce a driveway access point. If it doesn't already exist, depending on how your site is set up, generally that access will be from the front street. But again, that really depends on the specific scenario. All right, so here's a question that we get a lot of is whether or not you're allowed to have an attached garage. Well, the answer to that question is, it depends. I know it's not a great answer, but it really depends on so many different factors, and it is such an extensive topic. So the other question we get all the time is, how tall can I build my house? So the good news is that no matter what, you can 100% absolutely build at least a 2-story home plus a basement in any R-C1 zoning. Sometimes we get the question of whether or not you can actually build a 3rd story on top of that 2nd story. So to answer that question, I'm actually going to run you through a really high level way of how the City of Calgary calculates your maximum building height. I'm not going to deep dive into the math because it gets really confusing and complicated, but here's just some things that you can look for so you can get a sense of where your maximum building height may sit. Ready? Okay, so here's what you do. You look at your neighbors on either side of your property, your neighbor to the left and then your neighbor to the right. You take wherever their maximum roof peak is, and then you average that out, and then you add 1.5 meters, which is roughly about 5 feet. So that's where your maximum roof height is going to be allowed to sit. Again, keep in mind this is super rough math. There is a survey that we actually use behind the scenes to actually calculate this data, but just to kind of give you a very rough sense of where you might actually sit with your maximum building height, that's just a little trick that I will share with you for the purposes of today's video. So now you have an understanding of what you can design and build on your RC1 lot in Calgary. Don't forget to download our custom home planning guide. I've linked it below. If you need help with this part of the process or any other part, or are interested with working with my team and I for your custom home project, you can reach out to us at hello@phase1design.ca. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get first access to all of our new videos. I'm Kathy Yuen with Phase 1 Design. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.